So, the Avengers Doomsday trailer is finally out, and if I'm being honest, I think I might be even more worried than I was before. You see, about 4 months ago I made a video where I talked about how I thought Robert Downey Jr. was a bad casting, and I thought the chair thing was stupid, and I talked a lot about how disconnected the universe felt, and how the movie is going to be a mess. And yeah, I still think that way. And honestly, this trailer is kinda exactly what I was talking about. Like, look at this. Thor knows nobody in the Thunderbolts. Ant-Man knows the Ghost Lady, but that's kind of it. These two are in a room with complete strangers. Sam is the only one who knows these people, and then the Fantastic Four are just kind of hanging around. And that's not even mentioning the X-Men and the Wakandans and Shang-Chi. I'm getting a big feeling that a big chunk of this 2 hour and 40-minute runtime is going to be focused on characters meeting each other, and like, I really think we can cut some of these guys. The Shang-Chi and Gambit fight looks really cool, but do these characters really need to be here? I loved his movie, but Shang-Chi doesn't know any of these people, and he has zero stake in this game. He is not an Avenger. And I know, Channing Tatum being Gambit and Deadpool and Wolverine was so funny, and it was a great fan service, it was perfect, whatever. But why the fuck is he here? He was never in the Fox X-Men movies. The general audience doesn't even know why this is funny. No one has nostalgia for this character being here. Why? Like, this is a joke that doesn't make sense to most people. And it's not like this movie has too many characters. There's been good Avengers movies with a lot of characters. Multiple. It's just the fact that none of these motherfuckers know each other at all. By the time we got to Infinity War, everyone was somewhat connected. Any non-Avenger character had met another Avenger at some point in the series, except for like the Guardians and Doctor Strange. Actually no, Doctor Strange was in Thor, so it's only the Guardians. And speaking of Thor, I actually think he does look pretty cool in this trailer. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints when it comes to him. It looks like they're bringing Thor back to his cool self after, you know, the goats. And if I'm being honest, I do think this trailer looks kind of cool. The action looks pretty fun for the most part, and I guess I'm excited to see some of these characters again. Also, Doctor Doom, he doesn't seem that bad. I don't know why, but for some reason I just kind of assumed that Robert Downey Jr. was going to do his normal-ass voice, but no, he's doing like a little silly European accent. Which does lead me to believe that this is in fact Victor Von Doom, and I know that's what they said at the announcement or whatever, but I don't care. I thought this was going to be like a variant or something, and honestly, I'm still really hoping for that. Like, I really hope the opening of this movie is Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom, like, fucking shit up. He's killing a bunch of people, maybe Thanos, maybe Kang. That would be funny. And then we see Doctor Doom get killed by another Doctor Doom that's played by an actor that, you know, actually makes sense. Starting to lose hope, but still praying they do something like this, because even with the silly accent, I just don't see this working. Unless they don't even address him being Tony, which I actually can't imagine happening. But like I said, I do think he looks kind of cool in this trailer. He stopped Thor's axe, and, you know, his costume design is, you know, it's pretty perfect. Honestly, I think all the costumes so far seem pretty good, you know. Obviously, my sexy goat Cyclops finally has a comic-accurate suit, and like I said earlier, Gambit and Shang-Chi look pretty awesome. The only bad designs are, you know, Mystique, Reed Richards, Steve Rogers, who's, you know, here for some reason. Like, seriously, why the fuck is Steve here? His story is done. It's complete. It was really good, actually. This is kind of going to take... It's going to take away from how good his story was, and it's also going to take a lot of attention off Sam, and they've been doing that for years now. Like I've said before, I really want to be a fan of Sam, but I cannot be. It's impossible to be. He is so fucking boring. They give him no personality, and they're bringing Steve back. Why are they bringing Steve back? Why do you keep bringing in more interesting versions of Captain America if you want to make this guy your main Captain America? Like, I don't understand it. Also, Steve looks like a bitch. Why is he dressed like that? You gave him the perfect suit in Endgame. If you're gonna bring him back, you might as well just fucking bring him back in the costume. You showed it in the trailer, just bring him back in the costume. And again, is this supposed to be like another alternate version of the character? Or are we gonna have the Avengers meeting the Thunderbolts, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, and a new Tony Stark and a new Steve Rogers? Gee. That sounds like a lot. I wonder how we could have fixed this. I don't know. Maybe putting in, like, the bare minimum effort to make these characters meet. It's been, like, 8 years. You've had 8 years to introduce these characters. But instead, you guys were just bullshitting around, trying to build up the Young Avengers, teasing multiverse stuff that never happens, and pretending to make a Blade movie. We have had 3 Spider-Man movies since the last Avengers. And what makes it even extra stupid is the fact that there was like a 2-year time period from 2022 to 2024 where DC was just in the shit. Nobody wanted to watch DC. It was like around the Rock era.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change. Things will never be the same because the hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
Imagine how much money Marvel would have made if they took advantage of that little gap in quality and just dropped some bangers. Honestly, I think if Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four came out then, people would have they would have been so much more memorable. People would have never been complaining about shit like superhero fatigue. But no, they used that time to drop bangers like The Marvels, Thor: Love and Thunder, and Ant-Man 3. Wow. This is exactly why all those nerds were talking about superhero fatigue back in the day. There was like 2 good movies in that era. But seriously, imagine if instead of fucking around and introducing characters that don't actually matter, Marvel immediately locked in after Endgame and started introducing the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and really expanded on all the street tier hero stuff. And then by the time we get to this movie, most of these characters know each other and there's a clear path the franchise is gonna go. Like, they were building up to Thanos for 6 years. And yeah, I know, they were building up to Kang and it's only been 3 years since he's been fired. But even then, what the fuck was their plan? A Secret Wars with no Doctor Doom? It was still going to be a mess no matter what because Kang does not have the same energy that Thanos and Doctor Doom have. And also, like I said, it was a clear build-up to the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, and with Kang, it was building up to him being shoved in a story he does not belong in. Both the original Secret Wars and the Jonathan Hickman version use Doom as the main antagonist. Kang fucking dies in like issue 3 of the original comic. Which is why I kinda do think that they were always going to bring in Doctor Doom at some point. Like, I do think their plan was for Kang Dynasty to lead into a Secret Wars with Doctor Doom as the main villain. But then again, as I've repeated many a time in this video, we would have had zero build-up to this character. And we still have zero build-up to this character. The general audience does not understand the evil cyborg wizard who hates Reed Richards. Which, by the way, I really pray this isn't true, but I saw someone saying that there was a report that in this movie, Doctor Doom is apparently obsessed with Steve Rogers and is not very interested in Reed Richards, and if that's true, I might get up and leave the theater. Like, that would genuinely, that would piss me off to a level. I don't think I would ever go to a Marvel movie again in theaters. I would wait until I can pirate them so they never make money off me again. I would never read a Marvel comic again. That's how upset I would be about that. This is our 3rd attempt at making a Doctor Doom. How do you fuck it up? I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. Like, he's never gotten a proper adaptation, and he is not gonna get one now. You can't just explain all of Doctor Doom's lore in a movie that also has, like, 20 completely separate characters that have to meet each other. And honestly, that's me being generous. I'm assuming they might not even show the characters meeting. Like, I bet it will just start with a lot of the characters already knowing each other from meeting off-screen. And if they don't do that, then they're probably going to just put all of Doctor Doom's origin story in Secret Wars. If they even give him an origin at all, an accurate origin at that. They might just make him some stupid variant of Tony Stark that ended up being raised in a different country where it's evil and he's European now. I don't know, man. Like I said, this does look cool. I'm probably going to watch this after I see June 3. But I'm not excited. I don't think it's going to be very good. Maybe Secret Wars will be, like, okay. But I can't imagine a universe where they can make all this shit work. I pray to God that they do a full reboot after Secret Wars. Like, I mean, like a reboot... Like, I want a full fucking reboot. I want a new Avengers team. I want a whole new X-Men. I want new Guardians. I want a new Captain Marvel. The only people who can stay are, like, the street-level fucking heroes, the Fantastic Four, Miss Marvel, and maybe Doctor Strange. That is it. I want everybody else to get the fuck out of here. Oh, and keep Florence Pugh. I like her. She's cool. I like her. You should make her the new Black Widow. Fuck Natasha. But, yeah. This concludes my 10-minute whiny session about why I think this movie's gonna be bad and why I'm gonna still give them my money anyway, and yeah, I'm excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. It comes out in a couple weeks, and Clayface, that new trailer came out, and I'm pretty excited for that. Alrighty then, don't use any needles if they're dirty. Yeah, peace out.
Fuck Rob Liefeld.